Testing mic, 1 2 1 2. Hello, what's up? How's it going? Hiya. What's going on, Azrael? Welcome in, man. Always happy to have you here. It's been a while since I've streamed, my gosh. I was hoping it'd all come back to me. But, I was like getting out this bottle of wine, and you know, like the top of it, you have like this little plastic wrap or something like that, and then you peel it off. And at the very end, like I try to keep like a little bit of the end at the top so I could like put it back on as in like a lid. And then it just kept getting skinnier and skinnier and skinnier, and it just wouldn't pop off. It felt like it was going forever. I was like, damn it, stop it. Have you in any of you experienced something like that? My gosh. All right, well, we're gonna be getting into my D&D Raintres thing. I'm just gonna blab about this, and if anyone like looks at the video and has any thoughts and stuff, you know, it's definitely like to hear their opinions on it. Because one day this will be actual books and D&D game, and then I'll just get a hold of some people and really test it out for a while. Yeah. Yeah, I hope everyone's been doing well, doing good. I'm gonna jump right into it. I'm pretty excited. I've been working a little bit on it today too. All right, let's see here. Where is it? Where are you? Boop. Oh, let's get my avatar in front of it. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay. This is Raintres. Now this is like this D&D game I got going on, and I'll move around so you guys can kind of see it. Hopefully, it's actually a part of my Auraverse. You know, so it's within my books, my actual books that I've been writing. So I've really integrated a lot of that into this D&D book, which kind of gives me a nice little heads up on creating the worlds. You know, so I kind of already did like a lot of the work already, you know, and building a world and its rules and stuff. But there's a lot of stuff I gotta work out. But it's like what makes this game special, like the thing I'm really excited about is and then I'll go down and kind of go into it. But it's gonna be quest driven. You know, you pick the story and the quest, Yeah, so that's gonna be one of the big things. You know, I really want to be quest driven. You know, really jump on the board and figure some of that stuff out. And then each class is gonna have their own perks and that others cannot get. So they're gonna be really unique in their own little way, you know. And I'll dive into that right here with classes. Some of it, anyway. I think Venator is one I'm really gonna touch up on. And then multi-world and multi-dimensional worlds and realms. So that's gonna be kind of cool. So in this, I gotta develop it still, but in this D&D game, you're gonna be able to go off-world, literally, and visit all the worlds and stuff that I make up out there and ones that are in my books. And different realms and different dimensions and stuff, and they'll kind of have like their own little different rules and things. So that's gonna be really fun. Expansive. Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of work, but you could literally, you know, teleport or portal there, or figure out how to get some sort of like big mecha or spaceship or something, and then head out into the space, and it'll have its own little rules out there. You know, just kind of like how in D&D when you're treading through water. You know, it's got its own little rules and stuff, and certain things you have to follow. And I mean, obviously it's space, so you got to figure out a lot of different stuff. But then again, my celestial realm that I'll be getting into, you could literally breathe in space, so that's another factor as well. Yeah. And then this sort of mixed time eras. So we're gonna have that too. That's one of the big things that's explained in my first book, Turquoise Pearl, where some places are more medieval, some places are more super futuristic, and some places are just kind of like in between. And then it's all over the place, you know. So some places don't allow guns, and some places don't allow magic. So really it mixes things up, so to speak. No pun intended. And a stepladder method to be granted in areas, work to gain access to new areas. So I kind of want to do that. I want to put a own little category over here to where, you know, you just can't explore anywhere, or it's so vague to where it's like, okay, I have to just listen to the dungeon master, in this case, our master, the Raintres master, in order to get to this place. But some of it's actually going to be on a quest board or on like a certain goalpost where, you know, you can join the game and then you can ask the RM, the Raintres master, to it's like, hey, we kind of want to go in this direction this time, and we want to start filling out these quotas so we can get to this new world, this new realm. So other than just kind of like throwing it all on the RM, the dungeon master, so to speak, you can really, the players can actually take initiative and go along with it, and it can make it a lot easier on the RM too, you know, because they want to go in direction and they kind of already know what they're getting into. So I think that's pretty exciting as well. So hopefully it's a little easier on the dungeon master as well. And then I am back. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're just getting into my Raintres D&D game. Spilling the beans a little bit on it. It's gonna take a long time to get this together, but it's coming together. Oh, I get a sip of wine. Hocus pocus! You have now lost your focus. I like that. That's pretty good. I might use that. Oh man, I haven't seen that film in forever. Hocus Pocus. Oh my gosh, it was actually pretty good. I liked it. Hocus Pocus. I mean, I was like into like magic and stuff, and witches and warlocks and all that stuff. Like, I think there's some sort of like a warlock horror film or something. And I watched Leprechaun too, so that's kind of like a warlock as well. And Hocus Pocus is kind of a part of that. I just stole it from a meme. Oh, those memes. They got everything. Oh, I was gonna make up my own meme. Let me know what you think of this, chat. You know, if you know, you know. But Hisoka and Hunter x Hunter, it's kind of a weird scene, but I don't even know how to explain it. Actually, I kind of regret bringing it up, but how about no? It's a Hisoka. When he like gets all like excited and stuff, and then it looks like his body's warping, and then he keeps switching from left side to right side of the screen, and he's getting like so into it. I thought about starting a meme like that. It's of like funny things. That's all I'm gonna say right now, but I think it's gonna be pretty funny. And then maybe I can replace Hisoka with like a Reaver thing, a Reaver art, something like that. Pet, yes indeed. That does deserve a pet. I think it's funny. My roommate, way back when I had a roommate, well, that was pretty funny. Now my two favorite ones in this is the combo ability combinations and the new counter mechanic I got going on. Now the combo and ability combinations kind of go two ways. They go with like your own individual self, and they go with like the person you're playing with. Okay, and like with yourself, you can combine certain abilities with some of the feats that you're pulling off. So I mean, let me think here. Let me get down into it. I got a lot written on this, but it's like 6,323 words over here. Okay. Oh yeah, I got a lot of cool stuff to go over. Oh man, there's actually a couple things I didn't put into it. But yeah, you'll have tactical attacks, and then you'll have powerhouse attacks, and run and gun sort of attacks and stuff. So there's a lot of things you can combine with when it comes to abilities in this D&D game, and it's gonna be really, really fun figuring out all the different combinations that you can do. Hello, I hereby cast upon thee. I cast fleet on your pillow. What the frig? Azrael, how dare you just pat me on the head and now you're gonna throw fleas? Garlina, hello, Reaver, what's up? How's it going? Welcome in. Good to see ya. I thought I was smelling garlic around here. Oh, let me get some of wine real quick. Delicious. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. And I'm looking forward to a certain Ninja Turtles. That should be super fun. But yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, so I'll get into that once we start getting down there. Hope the smell isn't me, I swear. That's what all the garlic say. But this new counter system. This is kind of where I was super happy about making when it comes to D&D. Because I always thought like you have like the boring kind of, you hit them and you roll and see if you hit or miss, and then it's their turn, then you can hit and miss, and then it's their turn, and maybe you got like a double attack or attack of opportunity or something. I kind of wanted to make it like a counter thing to where, say, there's 3 different types. So say if someone comes up and they attack you, and they happen to miss, then you'll have like a set of abilities to where if they miss, you can use that counter. So, and then you'll have like a set move list where you can do that. And then you can like throw like a little gut punch or something, or you can trip them, or you have a really cool ability that you can unleash. So it's kind of like a back and forth, battle when it comes to D&D. Like, it's a lot more exciting. But the thing is, with a new counter, if you wanted to pull that off, it's like double the stamina points. And I'll have to get into that too. Stamina, mana, and condition. It's kind of like, the spending points that you have to do when you're, like like if you're casting a magic spell, it's gonna cost like 3 mana, or you're doing like a really cool, extravagant special ability, it's gonna be like, you know, stamina points and stuff. And then if you're gonna be doing like tech attacks and using your advanced tech, well, it's gonna be condition. You know, like you're wearing it down and stuff like that. It's kind of like along those lines. And then the counters, if you want to immediately attack, or you see like an opportunity that you want to take, you can immediately do it, but it's gonna be like double what the price of what your normal stuff is. But it'll make the whole thing a lot cooler. Yeah. Then I'm gonna go into like a lot of classes too. That's gonna be pretty cool. Yeah, Merc. But yeah, that's the new thing where each class will have their own perks that others cannot get. I want to kind of have like a nice little leverage over like certain players will have like a lot of cool things going on for them that the others either need or have to hire someone to do or can't do. Where mercs, they have different classes, so the more merc jobs that you do and missions and stuff, you go up in class when it comes to that. So you kind of have like a goal you can go for, and then you can enter places most can't, and accept quests some can't. So it's gonna be like the knight class, where you're like a knight and stuff, and mercs can accept certain quests that others can't. And they get a lot of perks and stuff. So I mean, if you have a merc on your team, it kind of makes them, you know, a little bit more special, and yeah, it's just really cool. And then of course the Venator, which is really fun. I really like that one. The Monster Hunter, where this one kind of have like a pro and a con with them. And you'll have like that trench coat called the V coat, and it's like a really strong metal coat. So you'll have like a really strong armor class in the beginning, but you really can't change it too much. You'll have like other things that kind of help you out. That's why other classes and other players can really help you out. That's one of the other things with this game is really that it's all about design to assist each other and constantly help each other out. So it'll kind of like really boost engagement. So I really like that factor too. Well, these classes sound cool. Oh, they are. Garlina, they are. I'm super stoked about them. Some of them sound kind of like normal, and I'm still working on them. But yeah, the Venator, since they have like a trench coat, they have like dozens of pockets. Like so many pockets, and they're trained to know exactly which item, scroll, weapon, whatever it is that they have, tool is in each pocket. And it's like when they have their hands in their pockets, that's kind of like their fight stance. It's almost the same thing as having like a sword up to your throat. You know, that's how advanced these guys are. And oh yeah, let me show you real quick. I don't know if you've seen it, but that's one of them. That's kind of like the coat that they have. And they can use the coat to fight, and then they have like a little electrical currents where they can make it in like a shield. They can do a lot of stuff with their trench coat. So it's really, really designed for battle. But that's not the only thing that they have. They have the Mutate Spear, which is something that they had to get becoming a Venator, which, you know, they're in huge debt. Like, they're in debt that's almost close to gonna last a lifetime. That's why they hunt monsters and stuff. And the Mutate Spear is inside their body, and it can form like whatever it is that comes into their imagination and stuff, you know, to a certain extent. But it drains their blood and their stamina and stuff in the process. So they can use it in like 3 to 4 times, and they'll start to really get tired and messed up and stuff. It could even possibly kill them if they're not careful. So imagination's the limit. A hunter, huh? Yes. I'm a mutant hunter, but they're monster hunters. But me, Reaver. I, Reaver, have hunted monsters as well. Even gods. But they kicked my ass. Yeah, yes. Necromancy character? Oh yeah, there's definitely one of those too. But they're deadly in this one, in this D&D game. You get your warrior, vagabond, and chi master, which are just like more oriented on like normal play. but they're gonna have like a lot of cool physical abilities and stuff. So they're gonna balance. If you want to play like a simple class, they have like a lot of cool abilities. That's kind of what this class is gonna be. You hunt angels? No, I don't. Angels are cool, man. I'm down for the angels. Actually, there are angels and demons in this game too, but they're a lot different kind of races in this game. In my my storybook too. Actually, I think in my 8th book, I fight one of the demons. Yeah. And you're gonna have a secret agent, and they'll kind of have their own little thing going on. I haven't really figured out too much about that. Cookmaster is gonna be kind of fun. I mean, you're gonna be like a really cool fighter. Don't get me wrong. Like Cookmaster's still gonna be like an amazing fighter, almost like what's that anime? Like those warriors that like cook, like cook food, like cook the monsters as food or something. Dungeon Delve or something like that. I don't know. Like cooking a scorpion and a mushroom or whatever. Trying to save like the sister from a dragon or something. I haven't seen all of it, just a couple episodes. But yeah, they're gonna be strong fighters, but they're mostly like masters of finding like ingredients and stuff, and then using those ingredients and powering up themselves and the party and healing and stuff like that. And I'll get into that a little bit later. I actually seen a short about that. Oh, really? Oh, that's pretty cool. I must have missed it. Dang. Secret agent is a secret? Dun dun dun. No pun intended. Oh yeah, I guess we're gonna have to delete that. Or mark it out in that like black mark. That would be kind of funny. Put it in there and it's gonna be like the blackout thing and an agent, and people's gonna be like, yeah, I know what that is. And then Artificer is gonna be really fun too. It's almost like using tech, but you're gonna use like ancient artifacts for combat. And I'll be getting into that a little bit too. And then there's some races. There's gonna be more than this, but you know, you're gonna have gods, humans, celestials, superhumans, including vampires, angels and demons in this as well. And you're gonna have a detective as well. You're gonna have that. And then we're gonna have different weapons, so guns. I'm gonna have to really try to figure that out too. How to use guns a lot more better, because there's gonna be like a reloading factor and all that different stuff. 11 people. Oh, there's gonna be a lot more than that. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'm still definitely working on this. This is like in the beginning stages of all this stuff. And you'll have swords, melee, powers, chi, tools, and magic. All kinds of different weapons you can use. And then you can modify guns and stuff like that. So using the scope, you'll get 200 to 1,000 feet. And then there's like mags and stuff you can use so you can help your reload time or adjust special attacks and things at that level. So that's going to be pretty cool. Better grip is more damage. So there's a lot of customization, only if you want to dive into all that. You know, and I think the RM, the Dungeon Master can really help you out with simplifying it as well. Spooder people. Is there spider people? Spider people. There are giant spiders. I don't know about giant spider people. I have to think on that. Oh man, this red wine's so good. Delicious. Delicious. But yeah, that's going to be the upgrades and stuff like that, and modifications and stuff. And there's going to be like a junk factor. So you're looking for junk and you can sell it. And then there's different qualities of junk. And I won't get too much into all that, but just like little extras. But it's one of those things where you don't even have to get involved in it. It's just one of those other things where if you have like, you have people that really want to get engaged and go into like the deep stuff and customizations and have fun looking at all the small things, then they can do that. But if you don't, then you could definitely, you know, don't have to get involved in all that. Probably name a villain or a character Adesai, because it sounds dramatic. Adesai? Adesai? I feel like you could say that a couple different ways. Not gonna lie. It does sound kind of cool though. Adesai. Yeah, and we're gonna go with actually I gotta change that too. This one. Adesai. Yeah, that's the cool sounding one. I like that. And then let's see here. I kind of go a little bit into that, like Venators. You're gonna have like ultimates, and you have like special abilities and then special buffs, which I kind of messed this up. This should, well, actually I didn't. It's just it's a little all over the place right now. That's all I gotta say. But like Venators will have like special abilities that only they can have when it comes to certain abilities. And the same thing with gods as well. And mortals will have their own thing too, and Chi Masters will have their own special abilities. But you know, you'll have Mutasphere, you know, that special ability I talked about earlier, and then you'll be able to do all kinds of like cool combos and stuff with it. You'll be able to like create like giant hands and flip like the ground up, almost like One Punch Man does. Serious table flip, something like that. And then and you can get really creative with it too. You can lift a giant rock wall and it could be like a shield. So imagination is like incredibly rewarded in this game, you know. So if the RM is definitely willing, you know, whatever it is that comes to mind, you know, I think you could definitely go with it. And the only thing I'm thinking of though, and it's totally up to the RM, but mostly if you're gonna be a god or a pick god class, the rest of the people have to be gods too. But as far as like being anything else, you could pretty much be all sorts of different things. But if you're gonna be gods, it'd be really hard to be a god, and then because they're a lot more stronger, a lot more intense, and it'd be harder to be all these other different things if you're not a god yourself. I mean, you'd probably figure that out, but it'd be better to have like a whole group of gods, and then they can do their own crazy thing. Yeah, there's gonna be awesome, cool special abilities and stuff that you can pick from, so that's gonna be super cool. And it's almost like the Cook Master will have their own thing going on here. So they got like a special ability where it's like fiery spice, and it'll have like an explanation of it. It's like this spicy ingredients that heighten the senses, smell, alertness, and muscle hardness increases with potent energy. So it gives you like +5 damage buff until the end of the fight, +4 invade roll because you're so alert. Like the spice is just like, oh man, just like get your senses going. You know, it just opens up all your senses, and then your evades up, and then it gives you like other bonuses like smelling like substances like gas or traps involving smells or poisons, and it lasts like an hour after the fight. So you got a really special ability. And it takes a while to actually recover that special ability as well, so you have to really use it sparingly. Marawakai sounds cool for a name. That does sound kind of cool. Marawakai. Sounds tribal. But you'll have like ultimate attacks that are like damaging, and you have like your second set of ultimate attacks that you can choose from that are buffs. So they're more like in line with kind of like helping yourself out, or maybe possibly helping other people. It's a buff thing. This list is going to be a lot bigger, and some of them are going to have some of the same special stuff, you know, but then at the same time, you know, Venators are definitely going to have their own buffs. Superhumans, you know, they have like special powers. They're not too crazy, but they got powers. And then everyone's going to have their own little cool thing, you know. Yeah. And this one's I'm just kind of slightly working on that. You know, starting your character in the perks. So based on your race, and you can actually pick a companion if you want to. You know, like a little fairy companion or something, and you know, things of that nature. You know, like a machine, like a droid that kind of talks to you. Yeah, I have to really figure that stuff out, but it'd be kind of fun, be kind of cool. What else? Oh, and you'll have statuses. Oh, this is This is the cool part. This is where I'm getting at here. This is one of the new things. Pet scorpion, that's right. You could. No doubt. Even like a robot pet scorpion. Oh, let me get another drink of wine here. I gotta reload the old glass. Beautiful. This wine is so good. Okay. But yeah, like how like dying in D&D is like a really big thing. You know, I don't want to necessarily take away that danger, you know, because that's what makes it really exciting, is that your characters can actually die. But I kind of want to extend that a little bit. Like, I'm taking a lot of motivation from video games, mostly. So you like say your HP goes to 0, you'll enter sort of like a fallen state where you can't move, you can't attack. You know, it's almost like in a video game where, you know, the player goes to 0 HP and they just kind of kneel down and they're kind of out of the fight. But you can use like support actions, which are like actions where you can like heal or do certain things. I'll have to figure all that stuff out, but you're very, very limited. You'll have like 9 HP in this fallen status. Okay, so you're still in the fight. You can still, you know, get back up eventually, but it's going to be a struggle. So I always hated it where people are so excited in the game and they just get like this crazy hit on them. Like the bad guy or the boss just rolls like really good. It's like, oh, well, you just got 68 damage. And they're looking down at the sheet and they're like, oh man, well, I'm dead. You know, that's it. And it just sucks all the life out of it. Well, in this, you know, I mean, it makes it feel really real, but I also want them to still have a chance to come back, you know? So they'll enter sort of like this fallen state where your allies can help you out, defend you, or you can try to actually fight your way back. So you have to normally you don't roll for support rounds or rolls, but you'd have to actually roll against your own evade roll. So it's like the roll that, you know, actually was able to hit you. And if you succeed in that, you can do the simple support thing. So you can actually save yourself, but it's going to be hard. You know, it's going to be hard for you to fight out of that. It's almost like you're trying to reach for your items and stuff, and you're like sitting there, you know, really fighting your injury and everything. So you don't feel like you're left out of the fight necessarily, but you are out of the fight. And then if the bad guy happens to hit you again and successfully, you can actually get into like a faint state to where you can't move or do anything for yourself. And then the players will have to use some sort of resurrection and stuff like that item on you, or spell. Really expensive, really rare stuff. But you're not dead. The thing is, the only time that you actually die is when the whole group dies. That's kind of where I'm getting at. So it's you don't lose your character, you know, immediately, and you have a really good fighting chance. But I'd say if your whole group dies, then that's kind of when you'll absolutely lose everything. That's kind of where I'm going off with this game system. What's up, Jono? How's it going? Welcome in. Good to see you, man. 2 AM gang dropping by to wish you a great stream. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for dropping by. That's awesome. My day, brother. Yeah. 2 AM. Whew. Man, that's late over there. Ay. But yeah, that's what I'm going at with that. And there's another factor to this. There's another big thing going on with the Fallen and the Faint. And I'll get into that a little bit later. And there's going to be obviously status stuff. You know, paralyzed, sleep, poison, toxin, venom. And the toxin and the venom and the poison is going to be like sort of different. You got like an overtime. So it like eventually, like something eventually soaks into your system, and it's like a delayed reaction. Venom is like immediate poison damage, and then you'll have a normal poison where it's like damage every round. So it's gonna have its own little system going on. And you'll have like tired and brain fog, all kinds of other different stuff I'm gonna event there. We'll check out the VOD tomorrow. See ya. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, have a good night. Great stream today, by the way. Super fun. I actually can't get enough of the Mario combination stuff. That was so inventive. I really enjoy that. Yeah, and then what else? There's gonna be attributes. So certain things going on with like, I kind of want to make sense of certain things where if you're being launched really fast, like you have like a dash attack. Yeah, see you, Jodo. And if you have like a dash attack, or you're like being flung at an enemy or thrown at an enemy, you'll go into like if you're going like 30 miles an hour or more, you'll go into some sort of a soaring. You'll have like a soaring status. So you'll actually have like a special ability that can unlock during this moment. If you have that learned, if you use the experience points and stuff, and you learn that, or magic that can allow you to do that too. And then it'll give you an extra 5 damage on your attack. So that's pretty cool. So there's a lot of these abilities are going to be like abilities that activate if you meet certain conditions, which is really cool. I kind of like that. So you're just not spamming stuff. You really have to like work towards the battle or work towards certain things in the fight in order to pull things off. So it makes you very proactive. I like that a lot too. And you'll have like speed fall. So if you jump up so high, like about 50 to 50 feet, they have like an ability that allows you to jump really high. Well, if you reach the speed fall height, then you'll get extra 5 damage on top of that. So because you're falling down, you're picking up speed, so it's gonna generate a lot more force. But with gods will have Titanfall, since they're so incredible. They'll have around 60 to 1,000 feet, type of stuff going on. Like it's a whole different realm when you start playing as gods. Whole different ball game. And then they'll have Titanfall, and it'll be like a plus 10 damage and stuff for their normal attacks. Yeah. And then experience points, it's pretty much the same. You're fighting monsters and battles and stuff, and you'll get experience points. And then you're just gaining up and stuff like that. And then this can be kind of rearranged, but it's really up to the RM. And there's gonna be different quests, black, red, blue, green, yellow, gray, silver, orange, gold, purple, and crimson. And then it kind of have a description of all those different things and different conditions to do them at. And then you got this is one of the big ones. This is the big change, where you'll have like a recovery squad mechanic with this D&D game. So basically, I'm gonna make coin, like gold coins, like really hard to get. But you'll have different types of recovery squads that you can get. So if you happen to all save up 2,500 gold coins, which is a lot in this game, I'm keeping everything really small and really brief. But Last Rites, basically, if you're gonna go fight something like a really hard quest, really hard monster that you guys might not even come back or survive, or it takes like a lot to get there. Like you're using a lot of items, a lot of special abilities and stuff to even get through like this forest, to get to this big baddie or something. You can actually buy Last Rites, which is like a party that follows you, designed to follow you. So if your entire party faints, like you just completely lose, these people jump in and save you. And you pay 2,500 gold for that. I want to make it really hard to get this, because I don't want people to spam it. If you have 20,000, then you just go out there and keep going out there and trying. But there's nothing wrong with that either, if that's kind of what your goal is. You can really save up a coin and get that stuff. And then there's like cheaper options. The medic squad, if it meets like a certain condition, 2 of your people faint, then they'll heal your entire party, and then they bolt, they take off. So it's like a last minute kind of help. Same thing with the mage support. So just in case, if you have something really crazy going on and you really want to go for this thing, and it also another big point is it actually allows the RM to really unleash on the party. Don't hold back. I mean, you can really have a lot of fun with it and really go toe to toe with the players. Because if you know that they have that, like the last rites at least, then they're gonna survive. But they're going to lose, like, all that time and all that possibility of, they'll completely start over, I mean, they'll still gain the experience that they got along the way and whatever items that they had or whatever. But, I just think it's a really nice saving thing so people can really enjoy the game without having to die. But at the same time, making it so far and so hard to do to where they just can't spam that. Yeah, that's definitely going to be one. That's going to be really cool. Yeah, and you'll have your special attacks. You got your 3 main ones. The mana, so these are like magic attacks or magic spells that you have to use. And then stamina is going to be like, special abilities, like normal special abilities and stuff like that. And condition is going to be like the tech and gear, machines and stuff like that you use. All the same stuff. Let me see here. These are attacks to tactical attacks. These are attacks that allow you to guard after you attack or while your 4 counters are explosions. They are great for moving after an attack, as well as combined with agility attacks. Oh, I mean, it's kind of like a way of fighting. So you got like agility special abilities to where, remember I was talking about the counters earlier? Where if it works for the enemies too, by the way. It's not just the players. So if you're attacking an enemy and you happen to miss, and sometimes it's before, or sometimes it's even if they get hit, there's certain counters that you can do. There's ones for all 3, but that's only if they have it equipped or if you have it equipped. It just kind of depends on what kind of fighter and what kind of player you want to be. And then based on the experience points that you have, it really depends on kind of like how you want to use those and build up your character. And a tactical type of fighter will actually have defenses against counters. So when you're zooming in there and you're attacking from like the right side or left side or behind, most likely and then you can move away real fast, you actually negate that counter that an enemy could do. But your attacks may be weaker and stuff like that, other than like a powerhouse. There's a lot I gotta figure out there, but yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. Yeah. And then for like experience points is actually gonna be the thing that's like currency for learning special abilities and stuff. Some special abilities you can actually perfect, which is it's called perfect up to mastered. So you can either get like a new special ability, or if you have a special ability that can be perfected, trained and be stronger because you like it, then you can keep upgrading it. You have to spend 50 experience points. In the next one, you have to spend 75. So you have to start over and spend 75. And then mastered is like a big jump. You have to pay 500 experience points to do. Yeah, that's another thing I'm doing. And then you're going to have magic attacks and magic spells. And one of the things with the combo magic I'm going on here, which, man, this one's going to be exciting, but it's also going to be a headache at the same time, because there's going to be a lot of magics where it'll actually split off into something really cool. One of the examples I got going on is like you create like a bubble. There's like a bubble magic spell, and you can use that for like placing your head in it and breathing underwater, or someone casts some sort of spell that takes the air away and then use like a bubble thing to kind of capture it and survive, or you could use it in like outside of fights, like to help like someone cheer up or something. There's a lot of different things you can do, but imagine you have like some sort of like poison mist attack but you don't really want to just like waste it all and it dissipates into the air. You can actually combine your bubble attack and your poison mist or paralyzed mist or whatever you got and put it into the bubble, and it'll be like called a whole new thing. So if you happen to have 2 spells and then they can combine together, you'll actually be able to attain or pull off a combined spell attack. So it actually kind of allows you to like research all these different spells and see which ones you can actually kind of combine with to something new. And an even added thing on top of that is use your imagination, use your creativity. Based on what the RM says, they can balance it out for you, and if you come up with something new, you know, that actually makes plausible sense, then go ahead and go with that, and then give it its own name, and then have the RM kind of go over it and make it fair, and then you'll have your own new awesome attack, you know? I think that'd be pretty fun. Yeah. Maybe even like if this like this had its own like website and stuff, and then I selling the books and everything's going really well, and maybe there's like a site where you can put your name down and put on and then write down your own magic thing that actually like 2 of these magics make sense together, and then have someone or myself look it up and you know, put a check mark by it, and then like in the next series or in the next book or something, it'll actually be in that, you know? So audiences and players and stuff and people that play the game can actually participate and put their imagination in the game, and then put their like name beside it and stuff, or whoever helped out with, you know, making it. That would be pretty cool. So that's what's going on with the magic, you know? And as far as like artifact attacks, artificers and artifact users are going to be like very unique in their own way too, because they're going to control like really fancy magical items that pretty much are like a part of them, you know? That's like their main form of attack. Like I have sanctuary pillars as a main thing that you're going to pick, and basically you can throw 4 pillars on the ground to a certain extent, you know, so it could be like 20 feet away to you know, 10 feet away, something like that, and then it'll activate, and then within that square, within that entire square of those things, then you get like buffs or you get attacks or something like that. But if your enemy steps out of it, you know, then you'll be in trouble, sort of thing. So you're kind of fighting with this awesome artifact thing that you have to kind of like navigate and strategize with. So say you throw it down, and then your enemy's inside of it, it'll actually activate different things that the artifact does for you. So you got premonition, and it automatically evaluates the momentum and movement of the opponent, allowing you to see a half a second into the future what they are doing. Your invade goes up by 5 against them while in this square, and a +1 on attack rolls. So basically, you know, it's using magic to depict its motion while you're fighting this person, and it allows you to kind of see like a second in the future. So that's what gives you like 5 on your evade. They dodge its attack because you kind of see it coming. But if they step out of that, then they're good. So this is one of those things where you have to really strategize it. Or you got another player that's designed to push or pull or capture, you know, so you could really work with like another opponent or another player to keep them in that circle. So you can really discuss and play around with different combinations and stuff. So that's another cool thing. So I mean, even these things kind of have their pros and cons. You can get a player that really complements your style of play. So that's another thing too. Then you'll have Gravity Crush within there, so you can like use some of the magic to crush them within the range. This still costs mana, by the way. You know, so I mean, if you run out of mana, you can't use the pillars anymore. So that's another factor. But and then you'll have Shield Maiden. So it'd be like if you activate that, then there'll be like a little and you can only activate one of these at a time. You know, so you have to deactivate and then activate the other one. But there'll be like small energy shields that appear every time that they sense like fast movement. So if someone's slashing at you, a little tiny shield appears, and then if you get hit, if they happen to hit you, you'll have like a defense against it. Which evade and defense is different in this one. Defense, like evade, is like just your basic attack. So if you have 17 evade roll, the opponent has to roll a 17 or higher to hit you. Then you can't evade it, you know. But defense is more like if something automatically hits you or you're guarding, then you kind of go against your defense. You know, so it's going against your shield and your armor and things of that nature. It's more of like you're prepared and the armor and everything's like doing its job. So if you have like a +3 on your defense and someone hits you with a slash with like a 6 damage, it's only going to do 3. So that's your defense roll. Yeah. And Shield Maiden really helps out with that. Even outside of the pillar, if you're inside of it and someone shoots like an arrow and it goes inside and it hits you, it still activates. So sometimes, you know, the enemy don't even have to be inside based on what you're doing. And then it's gonna have you're gonna have like another ancient relic thing that you can use if you're an artificer. Floating guardians. So they're like 2 large shields that like hang by you at all times. And you got like a really cool, awesome attacks with them. And you can do a lot of cool things with it. Yeah, there's just a lot of cool attacks. I mean, I can go on forever when it comes to the attacks. A lot of combinations and stuff. And then you don't have to pay attention to every single one, because once you pick like your certain class and kind of like what you're going for as a player, then you just have to focus on the attacks and special abilities and perks and buffs revolving just around that. And then there's going to be different worlds and different planets that you can go on, and so much different stuff. You know, Mana Flow, it's a place of like all magic, and there's like mana crystals, and Ragnar is a place that's full of swamp and modern day civilization and stuff. It's where Reaver came from. That's the continent. And then you got Westry Fairy Forest, and you got Raintres, and it gives you a description of everything that's there, and then it's gonna have like places involved in it, like the places that's there. And then you'll have different planets you can go to. There's actually a world engine, so the whole planet is like basically an engine, you know, a moving planet. And then you got all kinds of other different planets. I haven't put them all on there. There's gonna be space stations and stuff, so it's gonna really evolve far past even like the world. You could be intergalactically going to different worlds or space and stuff too. And you got the counter thing, so that's really cool. I really like the counter stuff. Yeah. Yeah, like you can really make them pay for it. Like after a missed attack, you can use a hand-to-hand strike. And there'll be like abilities and other different things that you can do if they were to miss. Yeah. And if they use a special ability on you, and then maybe it'll unlock something and whatnot. So say an enemy did like some sort of like special combo on you, but you was able to dodge every single one, then boom, as long as you know that you have it and you unlocked it, then it met the condition that you can do some sort of really cool counter. Or even there's somewhere if you do get hit, like if you got struck by like all 3 awesome combos, then maybe there's something that you can pull off as well. And it could be any form of counter. That's something I still have to develop, but it'll always give you some sort of like option. It ain't gonna be like a super crazy option because I don't want to be too crazy, but yeah, it's gonna be really cool. There's gonna be different dimensions. I don't have anything written on there yet, but yeah, I got some different dimensions. Got some realms, which realms are more like they're actual worlds with people that live there within the same sort of like structure of a reality. Dimensions are more like things that are made by magic or really divine intervention and stuff. Yeah. Leveling up is going to be a little bit different too, where leveling up like experience is going to go towards like abilities and learning abilities and stuff, but it's not going to go towards like HP and other certain things. Like HP and abilities, like your and skills, are going to be completely different. The way that you can raise up your HP and your strength and your power and all that is working out and training, an obstacle course, and strength building and ability training and all that different stuff. And then your speed and your power and all that stuff can actually maybe go down again. I still have to figure that stuff out. So it's almost like an up and down. You really have to like earn to be stronger. And yeah, I'm gonna have some cursed objects and stuff like that too. That's gonna be pretty cool. And it's kind of like what the character sheet's gonna be at some point. It's still gonna be, you know, very well developed, but you know, you're gonna have your name, your class, your type race, your description, and all that stuff. You're gonna have your life points, which I'm gonna call it life points, not necessarily HP, because I don't want to. You gotta be careful in copying like too much of like D&D and all other different stuff, because you be careful with copyright and all that different things. So I have to rename a lot of different stuff. I mean, obviously you don't have to change like the hair, weight, age. There's a lot of things that you don't have to, obviously, but I definitely want to be different. And then you'll have your ER, which is evade roll, which is like the main one you'll be using in your defense roll. So only if you're in guard or, you know, certain like specific things that happen. And you'll have like your armor and stuff like that that gives you that. Your movement, and you got your speed. And there's so many different things that's attached to that. Same thing with agility, power, conditioning, intellect. I had to change all these because I obviously didn't want to copy D&D exactly. Yeah. And you're going to have your weapons, and then special abilities, and your buff abilities. And then your ultimate, which your ultimate is going to be something that's conditional. So for now, I have like you have to achieve 5 true calibers, which is going to be like the crit. Obviously, I'm changing it again from D&D because I don't want to copy them, but the crit is going to be basically a true caliber. And it'll be like the ultimate bonus and stuff, so it's a nat 20 basically. And there's going to be calibers, like caliber rolls, and those are going to be like adjusted ones. So if you have like some sort of ability or item or upgrade or something, or attack or a buff that makes it like 18 to 20 is like critical hit or whatever, it'd be called a caliber. And then you have to meet the conditions of the ultimate, so you have to align it with that. And then have a full stamina bar or condition or a mana bar based on what that ultimate does. So you have to have a full one of that. So basically, here's the example of it. My Echelon Slash, a powerful and clean cut that cuts through nearly anything and has a great distance. Using the power of your memories. You can't have any status effects that affect the mind or vision. That's kind of like the condition. So if you have brain fog, mind zap, so which brain fog makes you miss a lot more, and then you struggle casting a spell. So you have to literally roll in order to cast your spell, and then roll to hit. So that's pretty bad. And then blindness, obviously, is vision. Can't see. So, I mean, if you don't have all those things and you have full stamina, boom. And you did 5 true calibers or throughout, you know, so you finally got up to 5. Then boom, you're able to pull that crazy ultimate off, and then it starts all over again. And then you have like other things like smoke pellets, and then all the things that it can do there. Grapple hook, armor set and shield. I'm not gonna go too crazy with the armor sets, you know, sort of thing. So it's not gonna be like individual. So it's not gonna be like, you know, bracer. Have to buy another bracer. Have to buy greaves. Have to buy, you know, helmet. Have to buy torso. It's always gonna be a set. So it'd be like an iron set. You know, this set, that set, bronze, and then you can like upgrade it and things of that nature. So it makes it a lot more simpler. And then you'll basically just have a light shield or whatever shield for a little extra defense if you want it. Yeah, and then you'll have different feats. So this is really based on kind of what player you want to be when it comes to feats. To say if I got a shield with like swords and stuff a shield with like guns and whatever. Gun feats would be like run and gun, so you could run around and move while you're shooting, and it gives you like a buff. Or, you know, you can start putting your experience points in guns where it's like you can reload faster, sort of thing. And then there's like all kinds of more other things, and then you can have a shield where you can actually pick abilities where you can attack with it, or do special combos, or do really cool things with it. And then maybe you just want to be like a distance fighter that's able to tank blows that they want to, you know, they think they want to take out the gun guy, but you have a shield feats and a shield to kind of take in those hits. Or maybe you want to be a tactical fighter to where you can hit and run, but if someone were to catch up to you, maybe you have some sort of like teleport or magic defense or illusion magic to get away again, you know, so you can be a tactical magical person. So you can really try to play around with all these and then use your experience wisely to kind of create the fighter that you want to be. Then you'll have like a list of magic spells and items that you have, and tools and artifacts and relics and stuff. Yeah. And that's pretty much most of all what I have so far. I mean, it's still in the works. It's still being well made. That's probably the biggest thing when it comes to creating a game from scratch, is making everything coherent. Because you can really make something contradict each other if you're not careful, or you can really upset the balance. You know, so when someone starts playing the game and you haven't really prepared, and then it could be like really broken, you know, or the battle goes one way all the time and it's not interesting because you haven't really fixed a problem within it. You know, or maybe the coin factor is it takes too long to raise coin. You have to do like 60 billion, you know, missions in order to get like one item. You know, you gotta be careful with that. Or you don't want it to be too good where, you know, you have like 2 purple quests and you got like 1600 experience, and all of a sudden you got like, and then it don't cost a lot for these different skills, so all of a sudden you got like 10 different special abilities right off the bat for doing 2 quests, you know, and you don't really necessarily want that to an extent, you know. I mean, the purple quest, you know, it's a long voyage, you know, so the RM should make it really difficult and a very long game to get that sort of thing, you know. Maybe even multiple sessions, you know. But yeah, there's a lot of cooking I still gotta do here, but it'll get there. It'll get there. Yeah. Yeah, there's other things I'm working on too. I got boxing stuff that I'm doing, the last round, so I'm slowly kind of cooking on that. Pretty excited about it. It's gonna be like the first one hopefully I can complete over time. We'll see. I always like the Ippo stuff, you know, where it's like talking about strategy and, you know, oh, I couldn't see that punch coming sort of thing. And so there's gonna be like 2 matches and stuff like that with this. So it's gonna be pretty cool. So I gotta get it all laid out and all figured out and stuff, and get all the dialogue written. And I'll have like a short little, you know, manga, little boxing manga for practice. Yeah. And then I got the other one I'm working on, the Height of Echelon. Oh, let's look at my. There we go. But yeah, this one's gonna be super cool. Wait. But yeah, it's basically gonna be Reaver's story, and how he got the Echelon Slash, and how it kind of like actually saved his life. But this is close to the ending scene, though. I mean, it's gonna be pretty good chunk of manga. But he's actually looking for the monster, because someone was screamed. He's like ran up to the building and stuff to save him, and then he's able to get them out, but he couldn't find it. And he lost his helmet, so you can't really see in the dark. So he's going to be shooting his gun in the flash to see in the dark, and then he sees his tail at the last second, turns around, and boom, that's where he kind of blocks this. And then, you know, boom, he's going to get knocked out, land on a roof, lower down, and spike back up, ready to fight again. Eventually, it's going to take off into the streets. But yeah, that one's going to be really cool. It's a pretty deep one. You know, where Reaver's big thing is compartmentalizing his empathy, which basically he can, when he's thinking about memories and emotions, he can actually kind of separate them, and he can dwell on them in a really reasonable way to where it gives him power and it gives him strength, you know? He just handles it and then contends with it a lot differently. And it makes him really strong. But the other Reavers start to see that that's coming to a finite, because all those memories that are storing up, all the bad ones are starting to combat with it. You know, so he's having too many bad memories and too many bad things happening, where it's kind of poisoning the well, so to speak. So the Reavers, without telling Reaversation, took him to this dojo thing. This is pretty much where it's going to start out. And they want him to rest and recover, basically, but they basically want to teach him the Echelon Slash, which kind of like puts his memories to use and exercise it. But he has to cut off those bad memories. Or, you know, assumingly he thinks that he needs to, sort of thing. It's just, how do you deal with bad memories that, while trying to hold on to the good ones, you know, without it eating you alive. And then Reaver, although that's his like super strong point, it's actually starting to kind of rot him a little bit from the inside. And the Echelon Slash kind of teaches him that, and then other lessons and the lessons of the other Reavers and stuff. And then he's gonna be met with an M4, which normally they're super rare. But M4s normally took like around 3 Reavers to take them down as smoothly as possible, because they're so dangerous. And then in my Auraverse, mutants have multiple hearts, and they could be anywhere in their body. So they're super hard to take down. Really hard to take down. And then M4s generally have 5 hearts. So you just can't easily kill it. You have to like keep wounding it and fighting it and stuff while it's trying to viciously attack you. And it's like super agile and strong, you know, so it's really hard to beat. And he's fighting it alone in this story. Just circumstances and certain events where it kind of happened this way. I ain't gonna ruin that though. I don't want to ruin the whole thing. But yeah, so I kind of got that going on. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. And then when you see the ending screen, That's gonna be pretty cool. I was super excited about that one because it's Zoe Ashling and Reaver sitting on a branch. That's gonna be in the Soul Crystal book that I'm writing. Hopefully that's gonna be like one of the best books ever, right? It's really huge. At the very end of it, it's kind of how Reaver got his Eyes of Ember, which is a long progress of getting. But yeah, that character is Zoe Ashling, which is this character right here, the half fairy human hybrid, which is gonna be a super cool character. It's gonna be huge. But yeah, I think that's it. Just dived a little bit into it, and whoever checks out the VOD or looks through it and stuff, and let me know what you think and see what kind of its potential is. I mean, there's a lot of work to be done. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be a process, but what I got going on in my head, if you get the vibes that's going on with this, I think it could be super fun. And I want to make it a lot more. I still want death and you know, the party being wiped out and all the different stuff to be a thing, but I want it to be a little bit more distanced and a little bit more towards fun than the seriousness of what D&D brings. But I don't want to venture too far from it. I still want there to be danger, but I want there to be a safe thing if the players absolutely want it and absolutely earn it. Because if they're paying, they're doing all these quests and working so hard and getting all these abilities and working together, and they're like prepping for this battle, and then they get like these last rites, you know, to pay all that coin to make sure that their party don't die, then that's a good thing. That means that they definitely don't want to die. And then you as a player can put everything, or you as a RM can put everything into it. You don't have to like completely wipe them out, but you can just like let the dice roll, you know, truly. All the abilities, all the different stuff, you can really just lay it heavy on your players and make it really exciting. Yeah. Because it's really all about the players in the end. With D&D, you know, it's all about having tons of fun. Yeah. All right, well, that's gonna be it for today. I don't know if I'm gonna jump on Twitch and play some games. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure. But other than that, yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for everyone that stopped by. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.